So in that sense, the only one competitor this has is What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video. So this video is all about the Gixxer SF250. So it's a very cloudy morning today. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning and still no signs of sun, and my nose is also a little blocked. That's why you hear a muffled sound. So let's talk about this beauty, the Gixxer SF250. So in fact I just got a test ride few months back, and after that I couldn't really take it for a longer ride. So now, yes, I have ridden almost 400 kilometers by now, and I'm so happy about this motorcycle. There are few things why I should feel happy about it. You guys know that I'm a sports tourer, and I see a lot of potential in this motorcycle as a sports tourer. If you just look at the way this motorcycle has been designed, Suzuki claims that this has some inspiration from the Suzuki Hayabusa for the design elements. If you see the front part and all, when we just start looking all around, what you can see is all exactly finished premium product that you can see. By the way, this is a test ride vehicle, and it has almost ran 2600 when it came to my hand. That means 2600 kilometers of abuse only, because it's a test ride bike. People don't so much care about these kind of bikes. So after that I got it, and I'm very surprised to see the engine being very healthy, and as well as the motorcycle was also looking so good. So looking at all the designs and the kind of plastic that they have used on this motorcycle, it feels so premium, and it feels so, you can see that quality that Suzuki has put onto this motorcycle. By the way, I'm not a fan of this kind of a headlight, that head setup, but in fact I have to say that this was one of the brightest LED that you can see in the sports touring segment. The illumination of this headlight is too good. And let's look at the ergonomics. Before that, I can show you something. So if you see this portion, so the handlebar is little actually raised than the fairing. So you don't see that kind of a design in many other motorcycles. So the rider's triangle is actually a little surprising for me. The reason is because I was expecting a sports motorcycle out of this, because when you see it from outside, it looks so sporty, but in fact it is not so sporty. It is much relaxed. It is not as sporty as a CBR 250R or an RR 310. It is much more relaxed. If this is my normal riding stance, I'd put a little more lean angle to have this clip-ons to my hand, and you'll feel a huge tang in between your thighs. And be a tall rider or a short rider, you have enough leg room, because I've seen that I've given this motorcycle to one of my tall friend, and he's also very much comfortable with it. Foot peg is slightly forward set, not rear set or not underneath, but in fact much more relaxed than we thought about a sports tourer. And these mirrors are like really wide, and they are really purposeful also, but it carries a little bit of vibration. I cannot feel that vibration anywhere on the motorcycle, but the mirror carry a little bit of vibration, but it doesn't disrupt your view. So in this angle, the head of the motorcycle feels very low when compared to the clip-ons. So if we look into the instrument cluster, it has almost all the information that you can ask for. It has all the service warnings and things coming over here, and a gear position indicator here, time here, the odometer, trip A, trip B, that means 2 trip meters, and the speedometer, the fuel level indicator, the tachometer. It misses out a side stand indicator, and this doesn't have a side stand sensor also. That's something missing when you're looking from a competition point of view. But altogether, beautiful motorcycle. Especially if you look at the seat, this seat is very comfortable. The kind of cushioning that they've done, and oh my god, I have multiple thought on this seat. In fact, when you get onto the motorcycle, you will be sitting over here. Then you have a very relaxed riding posture on the motorcycle. But thing is, like, the seat in fact goes a little taller. If you see that the seat goes like this, and when you sit here, it is more relaxed and more upright. When you get onto this portion of the seat, in fact the clip-ons is almost in parallel with the seat. What that means is that you have a very aggressive riding stance at that point. That's something really nice when you wanted to have that sporty riding stance, and you can have a relaxed ride on the same motorcycle. And the pillion seat is like amazing. I have to say that it is wide, it is cushioned, it has a good grab rail, and the pillion is very comfortable. Day before yesterday, I was taking my pillion out for a small quick ride. She's very much happy with the pillion seat. The only disappointment which I have is the windscreen. I'll just tell you when I go for a ride outside. Maybe I'll just show things out to you. So to talk about the brakes are like amazing. In fact, the rear brake is kind of an average, but the front brake is simply amazing. So altogether, a very good braking bike feel. I forgot to mention that it's not a tall bike when I got into the seat. In fact, this is a very short as well as light motorcycle. So you just feel like you're riding a 150cc motorcycle, that's all. It doesn't feel like a 250cc bike, and the tire is giving good grip. In fact, it is because of the lighter weight the tire is able to give much grip for this kind of a bike. And the exhaust note is not that much catchy. It is almost similar to 150cc motorcycle. I'll just make you hear that. And the suspension is actually tuned for a very comfortable highway ride. In fact, it is little onto a stiffer side, but it is absorbing all the kind of smart potholes and things that you see on the highways. When it comes to city riding, this is like absolutely a very neat and small motorcycle to own. So let's go for a round. This is what I told. The mirror is in fact very much away from the rider, so you have to lean forward to set it up. So let's see the power now. So it feels like it has taller gear ratios. It shows an easy and a relaxed way of pulling the motorcycle. Very much beginner friendly. I truly recommend this as your first bike if you are someone who wanted to buy a sports tourer, especially in 250cc. And as I told, the windscreen is not that much protective. That's the only one problem that I see with this motorcycle. Otherwise, I'm completely happy with it. So in fact, this windscreen will give you a wind protection till a speed of this 70-75. After that, you will start facing considerable amount of wind blast towards your chest directly. But the beauty about this motorcycle is it can easily go at a speed of 130 km/h. The engine is not stressed at all. When you're really revving it hard and when the motorcycle reaches its red line, by the way, it red lines at 10k RPM, then you will feel a little bit of a buzz feel from the engine. Otherwise, the engine is like literally cool. So this motorcycle can do a speed of 130 or 140 easily, but the windscreen cannot provide that much of a wind protection. That's the only issue that I see with this motorcycle. Apart from that, cruising on this highway at a speed of 80 to 110 is like very sweet. The riding ergonomics is like really nice. That's the point. This is more towards a comfortable sports touring motorcycle. So in fact, if you look at the competitors, we used to have the CBR 250R, but I don't know whether it's there now because CBR 250R is not there in sales anymore, and we have the RR 310 now. I don't really want to compare this with an RS 200 because this is 2 steps ahead than an RS 200 in terms of build quality and refinement. And if you have to compare it with an RC200, the RC200 is like really a sporting machine. It's more towards a track riding than a comfortable sports motorcycle. So in that sense, the only one competitor this has is the RR310 now, which has more cc, so it has its own advantage of having more power and that kind of a good cruising speed. So this is more a budget friendly motorcycle. By the way, this comes on road for 2,19,000 for this kind of a paint scheme, and if you're going for that blue color paint scheme, there'll be 1,000 rupees extra. And this motorcycle goes to service once in 4,500 kilometers, which is like a little early when you compare with the competitors, because generally motorcycles go to service once in 5,000 to 6,000. So this goes a little early, like 4,500, and each service will cost you somewhere from 2,000 to 2,500. So that's on the ownership part of it. And the claimed mileage about this is somewhere 25 to 30 inside city and 30 to 35 on highways. So this, in fact, I have to say that this in fact replaces the gap where the CBR 250R has created, because it has moved out, it seems. And we don't have any other motorcycle where you can have a bike which is more friendly and more pillion friendly and comfortable, more upright and sports touring. So in fact, if you are looking for a good highway touring motorcycle and you wanted to flick the motorcycle easily inside city, no doubt this is one of the best. And even if you wanted to take it to the track, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to do some good cornering over there. The reason is because this particular tire is giving amazing grip on the motorcycle. I don't know why, but I have used this tire on little heavier motorcycles. I didn't find it that much confident, but in fact on this one it's much comfortable and I have greater confidence over corners. And as I told, that you can see many small potholes on the highway, you see that. So when I go through all these potholes, I cannot really feel anything from the front suspension because it is soaking up completely, like at no issue at all. And when you really rev it hard, you don't really see much of a vibration towards the handlebar, but there is a little bit of a buzz feel onto the seat and very less buzz feel onto the foot peg, that's all. That too only when you redline the motorcycle. Otherwise, if you are on cruising mode, then nothing to worry about. It's like super motorcycle for touring. I'm really happy about this. You guys know that I'm a sports tourer. I love sports motorcycle where I can take it for highways. In fact, this is going to be a good choice from now on for me. And I forgot to mention about the heating capacity of the motorcycle. Yesterday I was having really bad traffic after my office hours, and I almost rode 1 hour of my time in peak traffic. And to be honest, I didn't face much of heating issues. It's December now, so probably Bengaluru climate is somewhere in 20 to 25. So generally motorcycles don't heat up so bad, but still I have seen that other motorcycles heats up even in December. On this one there wasn't much of a heating issue. If at all, I have to say that after almost an hour of time, then I was facing a little bit of heating issue towards my calf area, and once the motorcycle was rolling, then no problem, like it was much cooler. So that's it with this review. I hope you like this review, and if you have any doubts about this motorcycle, do let me know in the comment section. And as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.